Happy Friday and welcome to My Truth, Your Truth, Someone's Truth.
Nailed it.
Is that good?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
And by the way, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I know. And I got it right.
You did.
That's amazing.
You did.
Yeah, I'm Tammy Harlib, a.k.a. Reutman, and I am with my amazing co-host,
Christopher Blakesley.
and we are sponsored again by ourselves.
Yes, we are.
Which
LBC
is-
Law Group.
And Danius Dynamics. And we have an amazing guest today.
Yes.
We were just so grateful to get her and for her to agree to come on our show, but she is a really good friend of mine, so maybe that had something
Love
to do
you,
with
man.
it. Yeah, love you, man. Exactly. But we have the amazing Mona Van Joseph, a.k.a. Mystical Mona. She is a top Las Vegas, but I'm pretty sure it goes outside of Las Vegas. She has many people, I know she's being modest, fly in to see her. Intuitive, she has been featured on Jimmy Kimmel. She is the amazing host of Psychic View radio program that's usually on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., the author of several publications, and Mona, the only psychic to ever be honored by our amazing Mayor Goodman for her charity contributions with help of Southern Nevada. She knew at a young age that she could read people, although it wasn't until many years later that she had gathered enough experience to be of a benefit to people by doing this work exclusively. Incredibly networked in Las Vegas, she has connected many clients with beneficial professionals to help them improve their situations in life. Since I having reading problems. Maybe it's because it is Friday the 13th.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're just talking
Sorry, Mona. Since 2002, she holds the privileged psychic art license through the city of Las Vegas, and her entertaining services have been engaged at all the luxury resorts in Las Vegas and Reno. She supports several nonprofits and charitable organizations by volunteering at their events and hosting several fundraisers per year. And I know you actually have a pretty big fundraiser coming up very soon that you've done for the last few years.
Well, the fabulous Tammy has attended our annual Night of the Witches, and this is the 7th annual Night of the Witches, and it's a costume contest. So it's actually Night of the Witches, Wizards, and Warlocks, so our fellas can also join us. And we love the costumes. So if you go to nightofthewitches.com, you can see some of the winners from years past. And we're so blessed that Grape Street Cafe has allowed us to be the venue, even though some people don't like the food. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Someone's very picky. I love their
someone
food.
here.
Yeah, someone here at this table
Oh,
is very
okay.
picky. I
Must be
think
Christopher.
And it's not me and it's not you, Mom.
no. Process of elimination. I actually love their my mouth's watering. Their shrimp dish. It is just amazing. And so if you come to Night of the Witches, nightofthewitches.com, the ticket link's on there. It's $40 to buy a ticket. 100% of the proceeds go to Help of Southern Nevada. I know,
Very
right?
nice. Very nice.
And it is all about getting dressed up. We're doing it this year on October 30th, so it's the night before Halloween. So moms can leave the kids home with dad, and they can get dressed up in their true identity if they'd like, and come out and network with a whole bunch of really amazing people.
That's awesome.
So, you know, and the fabulous Tammy has been very supportive of it with some raffle donations and some things she's done. But what I love is the community comes together. DNR House of Diamonds is donating this absolutely beautiful star pendant this year. And the value of the pendant is $1,700.
Wow.
And they're donating it for our grand prize raffle. So you can buy raffle tickets. And in a couple of years, twice over the years we've done this, a person has bought one ticket and then won the raffle prize. So it's just
I'm going to
wonderful.
try that this year.
Okay.
Although I also, I never dress up. That's my thing.
That's your
And-
costume?
Yeah, and I just show up at the door and pay.
Yeah.
But I actually think a friend of mine is going to talk me into dressing up this year.
Okay, that would be really, pardon the pun, wicked cool. So yeah, so but the best part about this is we have a couple of local celebrity DJs. On 102.7, Amy and Sean.
Oh, yeah.
They're our celebrity judges.
How fun.
Because one year, I was one of the judges, but I tend to be a little biased, and people tend to sort of kiss up to me. So now I'm totally out of the judging part of it.
Flattery will
But,
get you everywhere.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm easily swayed.
Yeah.
So, but what happened was this one year, my friend who bought one ticket,
That's your friends who bought one ticket.
well, there was one. I mean, there are three people that I know pretty personally, and each they bought one ticket. But this one first year was this 3/4 of a carat marquee cut diamond pendant. So it was an actual,
Oh, wow.
full diamond, not pave, not
Right,
anything.
right,
It was
right.
just gorgeous diamond. And so she's spouting to everybody, "I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win." So they have me draw the ticket. Sure as crap, I pull out the ticket.
No
She
kidding.
won. So now I don't doubt her, but I don't draw any of the tickets
She,
anymore.
she attracted that energy
She's like so-
directly into the ticket. So if
I
you
know.
didn't win the Powerball this week,
Yeah.
$2
Right.
billion, almost $2 billion.
that's it. I don't know how they're going to scrape by. But if you didn't win that, you've got a chance here
to
get
win
a
this
gorgeous
pendant.
pendant.
Yeah.
So, and this is what night? October 30th.
Monday,
I wanna make
October
sure you get this
30th,
plugged.
Grape Street Wine Bar. Tickets are $40. The costume contest has 4 categories, and each category has the potential of winning a $250 prize.
Oh, wow.
So we either give you cash or we give you we haven't decided what you're getting yet, but it's $250 in value, so it's usually an
Yeah.
Amazon gift card. And then if you decorate just a hat, so this might be right in your wheelhouse, Tammy, is you just do a hat. And then if your hat is chosen as best hat, you win a $100 gift
Awesome.
card. But the raffle prizes are really amazing. We have some getaways. We have tickets to Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, wow.
So this year, instead of putting all the tickets in one vat and just putting the prize up and pulling it out, we're going to actually put little containers in front of each of the prizes, so people can, if they want to win that one prize, they can put all their raffle tickets in the
There
one.
you go.
It gives them a better chance. So we're just your $40 gets you a raffle ticket. So you can put it any of the prizes except the grand prize. You have to buy separate tickets for that. And then you get your first Witches Brew for free.
Wow.
Okay. In a collectible Night of the Witches pub glass. So we got these glasses specially.
Is that new?
It's new.
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
brand new,
I don't
and
remember.
they're real glasses. So none of this, fake wash your dog with a cup thing. Although we do have those after the first 70 people, because I only bought 70 glasses. So the first 70 people get that. Everybody else gets the cup that's the mood changing cup with the,
Changes colors?
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely
That's your
my
wheelhouse.
cup. Yeah.
Now, what's in this Witch's Brewer? Is that a secret
It's a
witch's
sangria.
recipe?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a sangria.
Okay.
And again, donated by the folks at Grape Street Cafe. And one of the raffle prizes is dinner for 2 at Grape Street, which is very cool. So, and I know Tammy would love to win that.
Yeah, hey. Well, that sounds like a lot
Well,
of fun.
if I won it, you know what I would do with
You
it?
give it to me.
Yeah, I'll give it to
or
anybody.
at least
that
take
wants
her.
it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
least take
yeah, definitely.
Maybe
Now-
they can make you a hamburger.
I don't eat meat.
Just kidding. Oh, that's right. That's new. I forgot
An
about
impossible
No, it's,
burger.
it's not that new. It's
That's-
like almost 7-8 months.
that. Okay.
It's new
Y'all
for
some
you.
catching
new,
up to
new
do.
to me, yeah. I actually like the way you have me placed because I've got this blue globe.
You look
around.
fantastic.
It's like
You look great.
Thank you.
You got a nice aura
I mean,
behind
I
you.
got this little blue aura
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
here. It's very cool. I like
Well,
it.
It's your
I-
energy projecting out.
That's right. That's right.
Perfect for today's
It's like you
topic.
planned
Yeah, yeah.
it that way or something, you know?
We did.
Exactly.
And a question that I am very curious about, so I'm guessing my audience is, do you have your costume picked out, or as judge?
So I'm not a judge. I'm
That's
a
right, not this year.
hostess. I'm the
Okay.
hostess.
Okay.
So I always wear my witch's hat. I have a specific purple witch's hat that I wear, and then I wear something, festive.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's your personality. You wear that all the
Aw.
time.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. No, the thing is that is that I get dressed up, so
Right.
it's like it's in the theme of, like I've got my little, Halloween shirt on today, and I'll probably wear some sort of, caftan-y sort of flowy thing.
Awesome.
And I have several new ones, so it's going to be hard to choose.
Any wardrobe changes during? Or
Oh,
are you
no.
just gonna stick
I am
with
not.
one? Okay.
I was going to say I'm not Britney Spears, but you see her in the same thong on Instagram these days. So,
yeah, maybe that's a good thing.
Juggling knives. It's,
Yeah.
Not that night.
yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Well, that
no.
sounds like a
but
lot of
I'm
fun.
not Taylor Swift, and I'm not Pink, and
You're
I'm not.
You don't sing and dance?
You know what? I was not in the singing line when I signed up for my skills in this lifetime.
Got it.
I
got
can
it.
I can occasionally carry a tune, but I did get kicked out of a bar once for singing "House of the Rising Sun,"
Ooh,
and
great
apparently
song.
I was very much off key, and it was. The bartender said, "I've had enough of you. Out, out." All right.
Well, you have many other talents as
Takes
the
one to know
Mystic
one.
Mona.
Yes.
And so I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I'm
back up.
fascinated by this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, I'm going to back it up because people may wonder, well, this is really a show that takes like the fear out of day-to-day
Yeah.
things. So
Right.
how did we come to invite the
Great
amazing Mystic Mona to our show? And the reason is, well, it's Friday the 13th.
Yes.
And how can we
There's
get
a
more
theme.
mystic than
That's
this?
right.
But more importantly is, I think a lot of people are very hesitant towards psychics and mediums and, just think it's a bunch of mojo jojo or think that, they just tell everybody a general thing and they can tap into it, kind of like a horoscope. But that's not been my experience. And there's a lot of people that do these things, and there's some people that do it and they shouldn't. And then there's some people that are absolutely legitimate. So I think people come across the fear of reaching out, getting their cards read, or getting their energy read, or being helped in this different type of modality, because it is a different type of modality, and it does actually tap into mental health in a lot of ways.
Right.
So, my first question for you is, at what age did you really become aware that you had this amazing gift to share with the world around you?
So I always thought that the only way I could describe it is I've always thought that there was magic in the world. I've always thought that there was something bigger than us, and that I have to start with a disclaimer. I was not raised at all in any kind of a religious upbringing, so for me to find spirit kind of my own way. There was this Catholic lady that was my dear friend's mom, and we went to her house because she was in my modern dance. The daughter was in a modern dance class with me, so we were rehearsing our modern dance.
Well, you do dance
Well, okay, again.
modernly. After
Again.
how many drinks?
Yeah, again. Just throw on Tainted Love and I'm out there.
There
I
you
was
go.
just anyway.
I think
so
we can arrange that right now.
Yeah,
No,
that's the
don't do
second
it.
half
Don't
of
do
our
it.
interview.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you about that part.
we all do
We're gonna
burlesque.
clear the
Okay.
dance, but yes, exactly.
Well, burlesque is not really stripping. It's just about the tease,
Absolutely.
right?
You're 100%
because people
right.
don't really want to see the body parts,
And
but
we're going to demonstrate it in a few minutes.
a little later. We'll
Christopher's going to
we'll-
start.
We'll do the towel dance.
Yeah.
Anyway, so did you ever see those two guys that did the towel trick on? I think it was on America's Got Talent. These two guys, they had two towels and they were naked, and they
Oh,
came out.
I did see
and they
this,
did this
yeah.
whole trick with the towel thing.
I
You
did.
never saw any parts. You never saw any parts, but boy,
You thought you were going to.
you did. So it had your undivided attention.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
that same fear the audience had there would be the same fear if I was up here doing burlesque. So we're going to avoid that. But keep
You didn't
keep
bring your tassels, dang.
Forgot next time. You're going to have to come
all
back.
right. But anyway, so my friend's mom, we had gone to practice because we had to do our little modern dance final, and the mom says, "Hey, girls, would you like some tea?" And so the daughter, my friend, says, "Well, my mom does tea leaves. She'll probably do your tea leaves." So she actually did my tea leaves, and I was absolutely fascinated because it tapped into that belief I had that there was magic out there. There was something else out there. So she's telling me some stuff, and I'm like, wow, I was so impressed. And then she taught me actually how to read a teacup. Well, then I decided to get a deck of tarot cards. And like most people, you get the Rider-Waite deck, which is the traditional tarot deck. But there's millions of decks out there now.
I have a ton of them,
I
but not that one actually.
Oh,
But I have
that's so-
like 3 or 4 of them.
Someone gifted me with an Salvador Dali deck,
Oh, that'd be cool.
and it's all his paintings set up as the
Wow.
different tarot, and it's got gold leaf on the outside. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck, and I wish now I'd never opened it because it's probably worth, I mean, it's very, I mean, I've only looked through the cards. It's just that the little package that the cards came in, the plastic
Right,
package, I
right.
opened it. So, but they're beautiful
Sounds
cards.
gorgeous, yeah.
Just gorgeous. I don't read with them. The deck I read with is the Osho Zen Tarot deck, but I learned on the Rider-Waite deck. And so I read with the Rider-Waite deck for a while, just for friends and family. And then I did a reading for someone when I was about 19 or 20 years old, and it was so dark and just so, it frightened me.
Wow.
And so as it turns out, I actually had said in there that it looks like somebody had lost their life around you. Oh yeah, the guy right outside of my door got murdered. I'm like, oh geez. So I put the cards down because it freaked me out. So I didn't pick them up again for almost 10 years. And then when I picked them up again, it's like I could lay out the deck and just tell someone what was going on with them. It was almost like that 10-year break made me more intuitive without, more life experience, all that. So I didn't decide to get licensed until almost 10 years after that.
Okay.
And the license in Vegas is a criminal background investigation. It's not a test of psychic ability. It's a criminal background investigation to make sure you haven't taken little old ladies for their life savings. All right. So the legitimate readers, in my opinion, are the ones that have actually gone through this protocol and gotten the license. Because they have no problem, and the people that have the license have no problem telling you they have the license.
Of course.
It's the ones that don't have the license that they'll make up something like, oh well, I'm state licensed, or God licensed me, or whatever it is,
Right.
and so, but you want to look for the psychic arts license just because it gives you a little bit more confidence that what the person's going to tell you is something that actually benefits
Right.
you. So then about. I'm sorry, I'm going on a
No, you're
tangent
good.
here. So
It's fascinating.
then when the deck that I use now is the Osho Zen Tarot deck, and I wore out my Rider-Waite deck. I still have the original deck, but the cards are like really flimsy and bent, and I still kept it because I'm sentimental that way. But I went to the store and I thought I'm going to get another Rider-Waite deck because that's what I'm used to. So the gal in the store says, we got this deck, and we got this deck called the Osho Zen Tarot deck. So I'm looking through the deck like I'm doing right now, but I want to show you a specific card. Because when I got to this one specific card, I got to show it to you. So
It's probably
bear
the
with
one
me.
in your palm.
This one. So when I got to this card right here, you'll see it on the screen.
What does it say?
It says trust.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows a little girl flying in the air. So when I got to this card, my whole body went goosebumps. I mean, literally, it was this thrill. As a matter of fact, even now describing it, I'm getting a little bit of that thrill right now.
Yeah.
It is, but I reacted and responded so hard to that card, so vehemently to that card. It's like, well, this is my deck. So it took me about 6 months to get used to the deck.
Wow.
But because it's based on traditional tarot, there's a multi-layer aspect to using this deck. Because I know the traditional meaning of the major card, actually all the cards, and I can actually read with a regular playing deck of cards because the regular playing deck is evolved from the tarot deck. So some people get freaked out by people using tarot, so I'll just use a regular playing deck of cards.
Right.
But anyway, and it all boils down to, when someone gives you permission to read for them, and that's a huge thing. You don't walk up to somebody and start reading them. That's usually the start of a con, all right? But if someone sits with you and they draw the cards, then they're giving you permission to read them. So I believe that the people that are supposed to find me, just like I think Tammy believes that, I think you believe that,
Absolutely.
Christopher, is that the people that are meant to find me will find me. And I have to tell you, everybody out there, no matter what your business is, if you just believe these 3 things, people that are meant to find you will find you. Nobody does what you do the way you do it. All you have to do is respond. That really is the secret to success, right there. So,
Can I add to it?
absolutely.
Life is going exactly as it needs to.
At-
And if you trust it and don't doubt it, it goes very smoothly.
Right. So when someone
Right.
sits down with me, I believe they're meant to sit with me. So I have some people, present company included, that will actually say, cut the deck for me and tell me what card you cut to. All right. Or they'll say, draw me a card and tell me yes or no. And I'll do that. I mean, I have some of my clients that they only call me to ask questions. That I usually like to do a general spread for someone, and then I like to do their questions, because usually the general spread will cover most of why they're coming to see me. And then that validates that when they ask me a question, that I'm going to answer it in a way that's going to be beneficial to them. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, I knew at a very young age I could do this, but I didn't feel like I had enough life experience until I got much more mature, right, to be able to do this professionally. And I have a very, very strong sense of ethics. That's so funny. The bottom card here, my whole version of my whole vibe of what I do is the idea of awareness, and the bottom card of this is awareness.
Wow.
It's just kind of funny. But that's how I base my readings, is that, once you're aware of where you are, you can do anything with it. It's like, once you're aware you have the flour and the eggs and the baking soda, you can make cookies. I mean, it's just, once you're aware, then everything starts to shift. But I am right in line with what Tammy said, that life is unfolding exactly the way it's supposed to unfold, because your spirit came in this lifetime to do certain things. And along the way, if you can look at everybody around you, that they're here to help you do that, because everybody around you is here to help you do that. Even if someone pisses you off, they're making you look at something you might not have been able to look at before. Because
within yourself.
Right, exactly.
That's what people forget. Everybody is a mirror. Every situation is for your benefit.
It's all true.
And they're helping you get to a place, whether you like the way they're helping you get to that place or not, right?
Right.
And
sometimes bad things can be a blessing.
Right.
It's like finding out. Like, I tell people that if they found out that their significant other cheated on them, I'll tell them and say, well, they just did you a favor, because they just revealed their character to you, and you may be dodging a bullet. So to me, it's all a benefit. Yeah. So it's like, you got to look at it like a blessing, because now you know the real character of the person that you're dealing with. So, and Tammy explores that in her work with people all the time. Yeah. It's like, well, is that really in the long run a bad thing?
Right.
So
I don't think it's ever a bad thing. I don't think there is something called a bad thing. I think there's people that have, let's say, unscrupulous behavior. But that's something they got to live with. Right.
So do you guys want me to do a quick 5-card spread with you guys?
That'd be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do Christopher first.
All right.
So
no, I've never done this.
Have you
You're
been
gonna have
spreaded, Christopher,
I'm
before?
about to be.
On
I'm
a
about to
towel?
be.
So yes, one side is Terry, and the other
Okay.
side is my sister made me this.
That's beautiful.
It is my favorite card pad. So
And she
all right.
bought
Got some
it
good
for
energy
us.
in it if your sister made
it's
it
made
for
in
you.
love,
There
man.
we go.
I told her to make me one. She made me 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, you
but
get
this
your
is
choice.
this one's my favorite because I love the way this feels. It's very velvety.
Do you want to fondle it,
Nice.
Christopher?
That feels good.
Okay,
You
so-
can feel the energy.
With your left hand,
Yes, ma'am.
and now you can think of a question if you want, but mostly when I do special events, I just have people draw 5 cards, and I
Okay.
tell you kind of the most important thing you need to know.
Okay.
So with your left hand, I just want you to draw out 5 cards and leave them face down.
Okay, I'm just going to stand up so I can reach them.
Just kind of like after
Like
you've
that?
drank all night, face down on the floor. Same
Luckily,
deal.
not recently. Although it was my birthday yesterday.
It was. Oh,
You
happy
say it's your
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy
Yeah,
birthday to you.
I'm not
Thank you. That was
You're a Libra.
I am a Libra.
Oh, no wonder I like
My
you.
sister's a Libra. One that
Kinda.
made me this.
Is that a good thing? I don't know.
Oh,
I
now,
guess
do you
we
wanna-
already said there's no good or bad
Okay,
thing,
you want
right?
to see the freakiest thing? The
Yes,
card that
please.
you
First
drew?
card up.
Oh, wow. I love that.
So the card that's called Trust is
one
the
we
first
talked
card
about.
he
Your
picked.
favorite card.
So you have a tendency to be a little too complacent. Other people to take action first before you take action, because they're paving the way for you. So you're the great closer, you're the great follow-up guy, but you're not the guy that really wants to initiate. So for example,
Spot on, unfortunately.
in your law firm, if you had somebody that was just out there singing your praises for you, and then they made a phone call to you, well, because it was paved by somebody else, you'd bring your A game.
Right.
So it's like I have a friend of mine that is an amazing attorney, and she's amazing with divorce, right? So I mean, I call her the iron fist and the velvet glove. That's how I
I know who you're talking about, and that's pretty accurate.
Right. So what I do is when someone's in a really gnarly situation and the divorce is imminent, then I actually refer that person to her. Well, then she knows because she was referred by me that she can go right into her A game, which I love. So, but back to you.
It's all about you, Christopher.
It is all about you.
always.
You don't like to be alone. So it's not that you can't be alone, but you like knowing that somebody's sitting on the couch next to you watching TV. You kind of like to know that somebody's there. And if I could just give you one little tiny piece of advice here is you've already done all the hard work. I'm not worried about money. I'm not worried about your security. But I really would like you to go into the thing that you really wanted to do when you were younger, which is why you have this trust card here. So I wonder if it's motivational speaking, and I wonder if it's going into theater or acting or performing in some way. But I actually get that. I mean, I can see you opening with, well, I'm a lawyer by trade,
Right.
but I am not that by heart. It's almost as if you open with that sort of a sentence, and then you say that this is how I live through my heart. So being an attorney helps other people in certain situations, but whenever I have a chance, I live through my heart. That's what this card means. You've already done the hard work. It's not about the money anymore. It's not about survival. It's about you finding something, because you already have the foundation set, that allows you to leap into something that's a little scary for you.
That's why he's my co-host. I drug him on here
No question.
to branch him out and to the next phase.
This is a big part of that, and I think it aligns with the podcast. And this wasn't, at least at first, in my comfort zone, right? And I said, you know what? I trust Tammy. This will be fun.
Yeah,
and
what's not to trust?
I know.
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I mean, what you see is what you get with Tammy, which is why she's one of my most dear friends.
Absolutely.
And the quality of a friendship is counted on not necessarily quantity of time, but quality of time. So you couldn't have picked someone better to be a partner in this than
thank you.
my dear friend
Agreed.
Tammy. But what these cards literally say for you is that you have nothing else to do except leap after what you want. And I'd rather you leap and fail than not leap at all. But I don't see that you fail.
You
I love
can't
that.
fail.
Well,
You can only
I
just
know, but
move to the next
I know,
phase.
but in his mind,
Hey, let her do the reading.
yes, thank you.
She's the mystic, Mona,
Thank you.
not you.
It's like it's
That's
like
true.
You don't like the gray area. It's
Right.
either good or bad, right or wrong.
It's
So
true.
in a lot of ways, the law is very attractive to you because of that.
Mm-hmm.
It also allows you to be the most ethical version of law that you possibly can be. All right, but besides all that, now it's saying that we leap into something brand new. And that when you know as well as I do that when you focus on one thing at a time, you're brilliant. Okay, so if we can just focus on what your heart wants in any given moment, everything shifts.
And can I just I don't want to mess up your flow.
Oh, no, I'm kinda
but
done.
not
Yeah.
only the podcast, but there's something else in my life that I'm contemplating that I would love to do. And I'm waiting to take that leap. So I think this is more spot on than you even know. And so thank you for that
Well-
additional little confirmation.
Again, I see you in front of large groups of people.
Oh, wow.
I'm and I don't even remember what I said earlier, but I'm an attorney by trade, but I'm now living through my heart. It's
Yeah.
something like that. So
I love it.
This is
Well, I
huge.
can't wait to hear what you're going to
Yeah.
be doing. Or you
It'll
think
be a
you
big
are.
reveal. It'll
Will
be a big
it?
reveal
Ooh, the big
some
reveal.
other time. But
I
thank you.
I want to be here when you do the
Absolutely.
reveal. Okay.
You'll be part of it. You helped me get there. So thank you, Mona.
Well, wasn't that fun?
That was fun.
Yeah.
I loved that. That's my first one ever. So that was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And it was spot on, too. So
Thank you. You were ready to hear it, or you
yeah,
wouldn't let me do
yeah,
it. So,
no question.
So there you go.
and there's my segment went by really fast.
Jeez,
It
and
went by very
you're-
fast.
You're taking
So,
off, right?
Yeah, but I want people to know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
So www.mona.vegas. There's no .com. It's Mona.Vegas. I was so thrilled to get Mona.Vegas.
You have a whole bunch of dots.
Oh,
something.
I do, but they all go to Mona.Vegas. So mysticmona.com, MonaVanJoseph.com, but Mona.SinCityPsychic.com, they all go to Mona.Vegas. So that's the fastest way to get a hold of me. And by the way, if you mention that you saw me on this program, then you'll get a bit more priority than you would normally get.
Oh,
So,
fantastic.
Yeah, saw you with Tammy and Christopher, and you know.
Well, we loved having you.
Oh,
and
thank
one
you
last
so-
time,
Yes.
the Witches' Night.
Oh,
Please.
Night of the Witches.
Night of the Witches. There we go.
Nightofthewitches.com.
Okay.
All the information's
October
on there.
30th.
October 30th, Grape Street Cafe, downtown Summerlin. DNR House of Diamonds is providing this amazing raffle prize, and Emeritus is sponsoring all the photos. So you're going to be able to get a professional photo done and be able to download it for free afterwards. So they're totally sponsoring
and benefit our community to
and
donate to help with
because
Southern
all
Nevada.
of it benefits Help of Southern Nevada. And we're actually honoring my dear friend Bonnie, who passed this year. So the 7th annual Night of Witches is dedicated to her.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah,
Then it means something even a little extra.
yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you
Well,
guys
that's
for
beautiful.
having
Thank
me.
you so much.
Mona,
Awesome.
for
Safe
coming.
travels.
All right, thank
And
you.
everybody make it out to the Night of the Witches.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right,
Thank you.
all right, gonna move on.
All right, so Tammy,
Mona, love you, man.
Thank you for having
I'm grateful that you were friends with Mona, so that we
Me
could
too.
get Mona on the show.
Yeah,
that was a
know.
lot of fun. Thank you so much. Safe travels.
Don't let your arms hurt too much from the flight. See?
Bye. So, one of the things that we didn't get a chance to
See,
talk
we can
to her
get
about.
people out of the studio.
Yeah,
It's like
finally,
saying, like,
put the spotlight back on me already. Come on. But
for
one of the
someone that
things-
doesn't even like the spotlight,
I know,
like
I
amazing.
know. But one of the things I wanted to talk to her about, if we would have had a longer show, she talked about it a little bit, but not specifically, right? She talks a lot about on her website and in prior conversations I've had with her about she doesn't necessarily predict the future, but she identifies sort of the energy that you're in and where you will end up if you continue in that energy.
Yeah, I mostly with her skills. I mean, she can tap into someone's energy. It's kind of like what I do when I work.
Yeah.
Is I have to go to a different level, and so when you're given permission to do that, you can tap into information, and you can end up not only seeing with the cards, which are also based on your own energy, right? But also tapping into how these cards kind of move you in a certain direction.
And that's really interesting to me because I wouldn't have suspected that what you do as a modality, right, hypnotherapy, that would align so much with, tarot reading, energy reading. But you're saying that it's kind of similar. There's a lot of overlap there?
Well, I mean, everything is energy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how you're working at it. You're
Right.
still working at this level,
Got it.
not necessarily this level, but your work is here, and then you move it here.
Got it.
Right?
So it's just sort of the medium that you're using to help people move their energy into the spot that they...
And bring awareness to kind of what's going on, which is always comforting and always kind of takes the fear out of a situation coming up or a moment, really.
Well, and so since you mentioned awareness, and Mona did as well, I think we all know what awareness is, but specifically in a given situation, right? How can awareness help you, right? If I'm nervous in a situation, does being aware mean that I can sense my heart racing or my blood pressure going up? Or what exactly would you identify as awareness?
I mean, I think that is a part of awareness, what's going on with the body. But like to me, and maybe everybody has their own truth, but this is my truth.
Okay.
An awareness in a moment is being in that moment and understanding what the moment has to offer you. If we get stuck on what the top is going on, we miss what we're supposed to really learn from the situation. So I try to look at a moment for underneath. What is a situation or a person offering me to kind of better myself and move myself forward? But I'm a perpetual student of myself, that's for sure.
Well, and I think we underestimate how important that is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To actually truly know yourself,
Right.
to know what you're hoping for in this life. And I'm not talking money or fame or any of that type of stuff. Although she did say I should be an actor,
I know.
which would be hilarious.
That would be absolutely
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Or a
to do some
comedian.
community theater. I don't think comedian, but maybe I could
Why don't you act like a tree?
and leave.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Come on, give me. That's what I'm looking for. The drum roll. But being a student of yourself is something that I'm trying really hard to do.
Don't try.
That's
Just
true. Let
do
it be.
it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I want to be aware. Again, using that word. But I want to be aware of how I'm feeling in any given moment, what I aspire to, how my interactions with other people, how I aspire to have those be, right? To emanate love and understanding and all of that. And I think being a student of yourself is really the only way to get to the level that you want to be in your interactions with other people.
Yeah, definitely. And you talk about sensations in the body, whether it's a nervousness or a dreadful feeling or whatever feeling it is, right? Which is all the same. It's just different continuums of something we call emotions, right? I mean, it's good to stop at that point and say, okay, what is it about this situation that I'm having this type of reaction?
Absolutely.
Because it's never about the situation and it's never about another person. It's literally about yourself. You can put it out there, but you're going to always go back to where's the internal conflict for me?
That makes a lot of sense. And along those same lines, when we feel these emotions, are we feeling those in our brain, in our gut? Where are those emotions, and what exactly would again, this is my truth, your truth, someone's truth, right?
Yeah.
So this is your opinion, and we always encourage.
It's my truth.
It's your truth.
I try
there
not
we
to
go.
have
Exactly.
opinions because
That makes sense. So it's your truth. But what do you think emotions are? Are they just a thought? Are they energy? Are they synapses firing in a certain way?
Well, my truth is that the brain only works the body. And this thinking at the conscious level and emotions and sensations are kind of, in a way, created by the thinking mind. Because that's what makes sense to me. Because let's say we have physical pain. Mm-hmm. How come we don't feel that in the body when we sleep?
Great question.
So it gets me to question, how much of our thinking, which is energy, right, which does have to go down through the body because that's what the body's for. It's to move energy. We're all part of this thing. Some people call it God. Some people call it a universal source, whatever you want to call it. We're all a part of it. And it has to move and do its work. And so how does it do its work? It does the work through the body. But I think the conscious mind is the thinker and the mover of a lot of the automatic, or I don't even want to say automatic movements because I think that's even at a higher level. Mm-hmm. But it's the one that's interpreting and perceiving and usually misunderstanding part of ourselves.
No question about that.
Yeah.
And
what do you think it is? You like a brain person.
Yeah.
What's your truth?
My truth is I feel like I feel a lot of my emotions in my gut, right? I feel like it's a physical sensation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I think of it that way, I think of it as energy that's kind of stuck. Right. And there's a way for me to move that through some of the modalities that we talk about a lot, right? Whether it's meditation, whether it's breathing, even exercises we've talked about.
Which all entails breathing.
100%.
And what are we? We are a breath.
We're a breath.
We don't realize it, but we are.
Absolutely. And so that's where I feel it. And I think the most important part that I've realized as I've thought about it and done these modalities to help move it is that all of it is temporary, right? So being so fixated on I'm sad right now and thinking, I'm going to be sad forever, right? Or even the converse, right? I'm happy right now. I'm going to be happy forever. Just understanding the fleeting nature of all these emotions. Yeah. And that all it is energy and synapses firing and a feeling in your gut, at least for me. But remembering that it's all temporary gives me a sense of solace for both, to enjoy the happy while it's happening and to kind of be in it and be present with it and enjoy it, knowing it's fleeting. And then also not being so fixated on I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I'm sad. Right. Like this morning,
You were angry and frustrated
I was
and
angry,
sad?
frustrated, not sad,
Oh.
but, well, I just got a flat tire. And so I was...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And I
Right.
caught myself being angry at like the air compression thing at the gas station. I was angry that I
Did
had
that
to go to...
did make your tire work
It did
better?
not inflate my tire.
Yeah, exactly.
It did not at all. And I was getting angry at inanimate objects that couldn't care less whether I was angry or not, right? They just wanted my quarters in the thing to fill up my tire.
Yeah.
But when I was able to say, okay, I'm frustrated right now because my tire's flat. That's going to be temporary. It's probably going to be fixed in 20 minutes. And then I'm going to move on with my day.
Exactly.
And if I had thought, man, I'm so mad right now and I'm going to be mad all day and mad forever, right? But I think understanding what it actually is
Yeah.
helps you to deal with it.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about with awareness, is why waste a moment? Because we only get moments.
Right.
You know, life is an experience of moments. And if you waste the energy on the moment being frustrated over something that's not even going to change what's already kind of happened, you know, that's where we get stuck in the past and we move it to the present. But the past is over and we can't change it even if we wanted to. We can complete things, but as soon as they move to the moment, you have the opportunity to complete it. And there's no future. There's no past, there's no future. There really is just now.
Just
and
this
we
moment.
can live in both places, but we actually have to bring them to the now to do that.
Well, what are because I think you're pretty good at that, right? After practice and experience. But what's a tip for somebody that wants to live more in the moment?
I mean, sometimes you can just go into a situation and say, okay, before I walk in here, I'm going to be aware of what this situation has to offer me. I am going to understand that everybody that I cross paths with, I've made agreements to do that. And also, everybody I cross paths with has something to offer me about myself. So I'm going to experience them and I'm going to interpret them in the way that I see an aspect of myself. And it's funny because in my work, I always say, how do you see me? Because I'm just a mere reflection of you. You know, that's how, you know, we grow up in a household where we have siblings, and all the siblings will say completely different things on the growing up part of it.
Of course.
And that's our proof, to be quite honest. Because I always say, don't believe anything to be the truth unless you experience it to be the truth yourself.
And shout out to Joy Goldman. Thank you so much for listening.
And shalom.
We love you too. And shalom.
And good Shabbos coming up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think that is a beautiful thing. Well,
that's even the worst part of it.
especially when I do it.
Especially
when I do it,
when
yeah.
you do it. We
But-
got a big problem with that.
I actually do.
And he
But
just makes stuff up most of the time. So if
Yeah.
you like meet him, you know, don't
if
talk
you
to
say
him
it
that
confidently enough, though. No, but I think what you were hitting on, right? Being in the moment with that individual with whom you're interacting, right?
much. Yeah.
I think a lot of times we're thinking about even on a very micro level what I'm going to say next, right? Even in an individual conversation, or who I'm going to meet next, or what meeting I have later on today, or what vacation I have in 2 weeks, or court hearing in 3 weeks. We're living in that future that isn't here.
No,
And as a result, how
you're-
can we be mindful?
You're missing
Missing
the
right now.
experience of now. And
Right.
that's really the problem. I can't control what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. I don't even know what's going to happen 5 minutes ago. I mean, that's the fun game of life, right?
If there even is 5 minutes from now.
Exactly. That's even the more funner game. Is funner? What?
Funner it is now.
It is now.
And
that's
Sam,
the more.
hey, shout out to Sam Novak. Thank you for
Hey,
listening.
Sam.
We
Nice
appreciate
to see
you.
The funner part of it is life is in fact a game, and how do you want to play it? Because you never know when it's over.
Yeah, it's a fact. I'm here with you right now. That's all I'm thinking about and
Is me?
enjoying it.
I don't know if your wife
Well,
is
just
gonna
enjoying
like
the
that.
conversation. But being here right now is all that matters to me,
Yeah.
right? And it allows me to enjoy this. It allows me to even feel the nerves of being on a podcast and doing an interview, right? And those little feelings that we identify as good or bad or not.
Right or wrong.
Or right or
it's
wrong.
just words.
It's just an experience.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
it's
feel
just
like
an
I'm
experience.
better from having started this and having the conversations that we've had with people. And I'm grateful for that. And I wouldn't have those if I wasn't here right now.
That's right. And this is just a stepping stone.
Right.
Because everything that's happening is a stepping stone. So when you talk about, some things that you've been through being challenges, let's keep it at that.
Yeah.
That challenge will, in fact, play out in some way in your life on why you needed that particular experience. And, that's, I think, where we get very lost in life, is we're saying, oh, I come from this, oh, this happened. Those things happened because you had to experience them, because you have made a commitment to do some things in life. It's your path, it's your journey. And of course you don't understand that fully until you're closer and closer and closer to it. And then you can look back on the stepping stones, right? And say, I see. If I didn't do this or experience that, how could I even do this? How could I even understand? Like for me, right? I work with people. There's no way you're going to learn, what it's like to be anxious or depressed or angry or suicidal or any of that unless you end up experiencing it yourself.
Can't learn it from a book, right?
The awareness is to realize that that's an amazing gift that life has given to me, is to be able to experience that in my own childhood, to understand what people are going through. Not that I know how it is exactly for them, but I got an idea of what these different things kind of are.
Well, and two things along those lines. Number one, shout out to, I think it was Dr. Kennard.
Yeah,
right?
who had twins.
Who had,
twin
oh,
boys.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic update.
Like the next weekend.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's so good. Happy, healthy, everybody's good.
Everybody's good.
Thank goodness.
A little early, but good.
Good. Well, and the reason I brought her up, number one, she was a fun guest. I loved having her on. But two, she mentioned her experiences of going through eating disorders as a young woman.
Yeah.
Makes her a better therapist.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And she probably didn't enjoy going through that at the time, but how much better of a gift to these younger people that are experiencing it now,
right?
Can she give by having been through that experience?
Exactly.
And so I think that's right along what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm talking about.
So I want to go back to awareness a little bit, because I'm not sure if you're still planning.
I'm going to give you an awareness. Go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
Don't think. Tell me, what does this moment have to offer you? The first thing that comes to your mind.
Opportunity to be vulnerable.
Okay, there you go. That's what the moment brings to you.
Yeah.
That's the awareness.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And along those same lines, what you had me do was close my eyes. I naturally started to take some deeper breaths, right? And so that goes along with the breath work, but also how can meditation, which we talk about, but we don't talk about for very long.
Yeah.
But how can meditation help somebody reach that level of awareness?
Well, like what we did last week, right? Where I had everybody close their eyes and move their awareness through the body. I mean, that's awareness on what's going on in the body. And I mean, it's this meditation really is the art of doing nothing except being aware of the thoughts and trying to not move away from them, but look at them, observe them, because we are just the observers. And the sensations in the body, to just observe them and find them. Like when I meditate and I close my eyes, I find the space to be quite fascinating. But I don't want to think about how fascinating it is. I want to experience what's kind of going to come next.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even in that moment within the meditation, right? Like not having expectations of, I wonder what's going to happen in a minute after I close my eyes and deep breathe.
No, because you sabotage yourself, right?
Observing what is happening.
Exactly. Like in our morning meditation, right? We've had new people come on, and I don't think they are quite aware when they come on that the better you let yourself go, the more you trust yourself, the more amazing it really does become. And I know, like, everybody talks about the different colors that come. And you see colors that you don't see on the outside a lot of times. And it's like the colors are breathing. And so that becomes fascinating, or you just notice that there is so much unlimited space around you.
No question. But do you find that people then, if they have one of those experiences where it's, a beautiful color, it's a very peaceful moment, it's a very loving breathing,
moment.
But do you find that they then chase that? And by chasing, it retreats from them?
I don't know if people chase it.
Mm-hmm.
I think people want to experience their true nature, and I think that is our true nature. That is who and what we really are. It's unconditionally loving. It's peaceful. It's accepting. It's understanding. It's supportive. It's wise. It's knowledgeable. And, as you get into deeper and deeper levels of meditation, you don't really think.
Right.
It is being in the moment, and it is experiencing it without the illusion of creating what we create with our eyes open.
Right.
And I mean, it's too bad we've chosen this experience to be in a body and, do what we do, because that seems like a much easier place to be a lot of the times.
And for the listeners right now who maybe haven't meditated, but are interested, hopefully because of this show, they might want to try it out.
Yeah.
If they're just starting out, what would you, maybe a tip? Does it have to be 10 minutes, an hour? Can it be 5 minutes?
No, it can take 3 seconds.
And
really.
Right.
I mean, you can just close your eyes, focus right between your eyebrows, take a deep breath, and there's your meditation.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I wanted you to say, because I feel like some people are saying, well, I can't sit there for 20 minutes and just be with only my thoughts and be silent. But you don't have to, right?
No,
you might
better
want
not to think.
You might want to work up to a longer meditation.
But build onto it.
Build onto it.
Right. Or you'll sabotage yourself.
Exactly.
Because I don't know how many times I've heard, I cannot move my thinking away.
Right.
Right? I cannot stop my mind. But there's lots of different tools. And the idea is to eventually get away from all the tools. But it's definitely appropriate to use a tool while you're starting out. Whether it is doing yoga and having to focus on a movement or a pose, it is breathing, whether it's focusing on the breath. Today I was actually going to introduce a mantra. A lot of people are hesitant about using them for religious reasons, for this, for that. But I think when you realize that the mantras really kind of go with everything, it kind of takes the fear out of it. And a mantra is really a good thing to use, not just because it moves your thinking away, but also because it has a different energy, vibration to
right?
it.
Yeah.
And we've done lots of meditations, and we've used a lot of different mantras.
Right.
And you can definitely tell the difference between one mantra and another one, hands down.
Truly a different vibration.
Truly.
Right?
Yeah.
And you can really tell the difference between them. And I do enjoy using the tool of a mantra at times, and I also enjoy not using that tool of a mantra.
Right.
And so, again, most of what the reason I'm asking some of these pointed questions is I want everybody listening to say you're not doing it wrong, right?
There is
Whether
no
it's
wrong.
for 20 seconds,
Who says?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Is 20 seconds, 20 minutes, 2 hours. Mantra, no mantra, eyes closed, eyes open, dark room,
Doesn't
light
matter.
room. It doesn't matter. Just take a few deep breaths and be present
You
with
don't
yourself.
even have to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, I've gotten to the point where I don't have to do anything. I can just close my eyes or keep my eyes open, and I'm gone.
Well, and there's
Like-
even walking meditation.
Oh, yeah.
There's,
They have some of those in Bali.
yeah.
They're kind of cool. You walk up like 100 and something steps all
Right.
day long, up and down, and you're just focusing on what that next step is, where you're going to place your foot, where it's going to be on the step, how you're going to place it, without thinking. That's the
Right.
incredible part of it.
Right.
Right?
No question about it. And that's what I hope to do with just talking about what it means to meditate.
Yeah.
is to take the fear out of it for some people so that they might try it. Because I know I was one of those people that was saying, man, I've tried it. I can't stop thinking. I'm uncomfortable. Sometimes you get uncomfortable with your own thoughts, right, as you're just sitting there. And so I would dip my toe in the pool of meditation, and then I'd take it out until I finally stopped trying so hard, right?
Right.
I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and whatever comes, and it's been a noticeable benefit to myself. And I hope somebody at least listening today might try for a few seconds and see if it helps them.
Exactly.
And you said you wanted to introduce a new mantra. Did you want to do a quick meditation? I think we just have maybe 5 minutes or so left. But like we said, it doesn't matter how long.
It doesn't matter how long. And I like this mantra because if you really need to, if you really want to, because it's just the 4 words pretty much, right? You can do the mantra and move your fingertips to your thumb, which also helps you kind of move the thinking away. So, yeah, today's meditation, I wanted to introduce a mantra, which is Sat, which is like the infinite in what we are, right? Ta, which is life, this amazing thing we've all signed up for. Na, which is more like death, but not death in the physical body, death in kind of like the illusion. Right?
And then, if I can just add really quickly, all these terms that you're probably not going to remember as you're listening, we're going to post them on our socials. So for Our Truth Media, I will, yes. Our Truth Media on most of the socials, as well as My Truth, Your Truth, Someone's Truth. So I'll post some of these definitions for you if it helps you.
Right. And the last one, before Christopher rudely interrupted, is Ma. So it's Sa, S-A, Ta, T-A, Na, N-A, and Ma, M-A. And what it really means is to like shed the old you, right? The way you think, the way you interpret, the way you perceive things, and become who and what you were always meant to be, who and what you really are, which birth to about 4 years old, we know exactly who we are. We know exactly why we're here, and we know exactly the path to take. We just get off track because we start listening to everybody else. So keep your eyes open, keep your eyes closed. It's kind of up to you. Let's go ahead and just for a moment, take your thumb and your index finger and Sa, and then the next one, Ta, Na, and Ma, right? So once you get into this flow, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. So let's go ahead and do this for about a minute. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Now, the good thing about this particular mantra is you could actually do this and no one would even know, because you could actually do it silently and you can just sit there and just move your hands like if you're with people under the table. And you see how not only it calms you down, it has a different energy vibration to it. It's a very simple mantra, and it's hard to think and do a mantra at the same time.
No question.
Yeah.
And thank you, Tammy.
You're very welcome.
If you notice, I did it silently. You were doing it out loud sort of for me. But again, can't emphasize enough. However you do it,
doesn't matter.
Just do it.
You just do it your way. You be true to yourself, and you cannot go wrong.
Absolutely.
When you want to do it someone else's way, you're just following.
No question.
So
no question.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for leading us through that.
You're welcome. And one more thing, because I do have a product review.
Please.
And it is on those, and I didn't bring one because I used several in my office when I redid the floor. These things called peel and stick tiles. Okay. Now, you're supposed to just peel them and be able to stick them to the floor. Well, I'm going to stay straight out. That's
Sounds
a bunch of
too easy.
bullshit.
Yeah.
You got to get Gorilla. It's the
It's the Gorilla Glue, right?
But it's the Ultra glue, because they barely put any sticking stuff on it, and so you got to do that, and then you got to stick it on. So it's a really good concept, but I'm going to call bullshit on it because it's not as easy as one would think it is. And it will not just stick with what they put on it. So, but I enjoyed the project, actually. And it wasn't, I think maybe setting tile, although I do know how to do that as well, is more difficult. So, I mean, if you wanted to try it, my only thing is just make sure that you get an adhesive that you're going to put on the adhesive, the very small amount adhesive, which, I mean, I could have put it on my forehead and it would stuck to there, but not to the ground. So,
got it.
There you
So
go.
measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Get all the materials you need.
yeah, exactly.
Thank you for that review. And want to thank Mystic Mona.
Yeah,
How cool
me
was
too.
that? That
That
was a
was
lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody goes to her website, is able to make it out
Yeah.
to the event, the charity event, coming up on October 30th. And then next week we have another friend of ours.
Yes,
Who's coming
we
next
do.
week?
We have Caitlin coming, and that's all I'm going to say because that really is going to be an interesting and amazing
Yeah.
show. Because what does Caitlin do? Do you even know?
She's a sex therapist.
She is a
right?
sex therapist, and
It's-
she works a lot with couples, and it's going to be very good. It's going to be very good,
Yeah, I think
It's-
it'll be fun.
especially since when we're a couple and we have kids, sometimes the relationship moves more to the side to take care of the kids.
No
So,
question. And so, if any of our listeners, if you want to go onto our socials, like I said, I'm going to be posting on there more. And if you have some questions that you might want to ask of a sex therapist, please go to Our Truth Media on
at gmail.com.
at gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll be happy to ask some of those questions to her, and really look forward to it. So thank you, Tammy.
Yeah.
And then today, sponsored by LBC Law Group, Personal Injury Law, as well as
Danius Dynamics. We do group and individual hypnotherapy to help you change from the inside out.
awesome.
Thank
you,
you
Tammy.
again.
That was fun.
It's always fun.